Mic off. Mic on.
There we go. YouTube, how are you doing? Having a good time? I know I am. Today's stream is brought to you by a cocktail mixed with, let's see here, strawberry lemonade vodka, tequila. What was it? It was seltzer water, strawberry nectar, and one more thing. Oh, elderflower syrup. Yeah, it was out of this world. Be sure to let me know how the balance is as far as audio goes in the chat, because I just don't know. Oh, now I know it. No, I'm forgetting. Forgetting to actually pull up the chat on my phone. Herp derp. So how's it going, chat? I'm glad you all are having fun with the text-to-speech channel that I made for you. Alright. Just had to resolve that chord. How's everybody doing? I actually see some new names in here. Paul Racine, thank you for joining us. It's totally new. Reptile King, if I ever had 690 people watch one of my streams, I'd be very happy. Very, very happy. But for now, we got to continue on in our ridiculous Banner Saga campaign. I do believe here we are. That's our profile. Now let's see. We are about to begin Chapter 19. The Hounds are a-hungered. Going back to Ivor, Juno, Avond, as they plunge deeper into the darkness, aka Reptile's skink hole. Mad Wookie, glad to have you. I, like a smart person, decided to turn Discord off rather than have it be bombed by text-to-speech messages while I was streaming. Look out, you bark! Bulwark has been gaining ground on the caravan since fleeing Strand, but now he's in full-on sprint. An axe flies towards Avon's head, clanging off Volka's shield at the last moment. Static crackles, bolts of lightning rip into the ground, tossing clouds of soot high into the air, but it clears to reveal nobody. You can feel Bulwark watching malevolently from afar. Then his warped army turns, disappearing behind a hill. At least he seems to remember the sting, Avon huffs. Folka shakes her head, picking up the engraved axe Bulwark threw. This is a prized possession, made from his own horn. The only reason he'd throw it is because he thought he could end this here and now. She hangs the axe on her belt and stares out into the darkness. I'm more worried about a Bulwark I can't see than one I can. 8 days. And we continue our march. We have another landmark from Banner Saga 1 up ahead that we will be reaching soon. And the decisions will be happening. Be prepared to make your choice. Some of us still need to sleep, Folka blurts, eyeing Juno. You haven't rested since leaving Strand. If I know Bulwark, that's what he's waiting for. He's going to tire us out before bringing down the other axe. Juno replies, I cannot sense the warps approaching. We'll rest little and lightly. The ravens chafe at being told what to do. Folka is clearly preparing to say something. 1, 2, 3. Encourage a full rest, only a few sleeping at a time. Let Folka make the call or support Juno, and keep rest to a minimum. Warm up those selection buttons, folks. And feed me more comments. Yes. Holy Pilgrim says 2. Anthony Munoz, welcome. Hello, how do you do? You say number 1. Holy Pilgrim says Folka knows best, but you got a split caucus right now. Holy Pilgrim and Ben Blueberg saying Volka's pretty good folk, but we're going to encourage a full rest. It looks like that's going to be... Oh, no, wait, now we're tied up again. 3 for 2, 3 for 1. Ben Bloomberg says, we know that we should not trust men in this situation. Well, that's actually a good point, considering both Volka and Juno are women, and they're the ones basically making the call here. Am I going to have to flip a coin? Audience. Oh, Holy Pilgrim says, totally not Pilgrim, says number 2. Alright, well, I'm going to go for evens and odds here. Evens, it's 1, or evens, it's 2. Odds, it's 1. Here we go. And it's odd, so we're going to go with encourage a full rest, only a few sleeping at a time. We'll keep a full fighting party ready and sleep in shifts, you say. I'll lead the first. As Volka expected, the warp come. Watch your backs, boys, she shouts, frustration in her voice. Don't want to go into battle tired, that is very true. But we're going into battle anyway. Who knows if we're tired or not. Alright. Let's take a look at our lineup. Everybody seems to be at level 8. I do have a level 9 Volguard. I do not want Oli in there. Spar, I can save him for later. Juno and Avend would be overkill as far as the Volca go. Apostate is a must-have. And then, let's see here. Ivor should be the anchor. Alfred can get some decent ranged attacks off. Kiwi is just... he's a good backup tank. Is that enough DPS, though? I mean, Kiwi can also damage deal, so... Alright. Let's take a look at Renown, see if I have any promotions to give. I'm going to start with Ivor. Oh, 121 Renown! I hope you guys like watching me click through screens. Alright. Okay, let's see here. Divert. Why did I give him Divert? Oh, Divert's the good one. Never mind. I was thinking it was the Puncture one. Yeah, just go ahead and max that out. And, you know, we're going to promote him again. And one more time. This way we can unlock his heroic title. Okay, and we still have 71 points remaining. Lovely. And we're going to put that up. We're going to give him dodge. Lovely, lovely. And then one more point. We'll just go ahead and give him some willpower for now. Okay, guys. I'm going to run through the remaining titles that we have here. And I'm going to let you all make the call as far as which title we should give Ivor, our other primary character for Banner Saga 3. So, the options on hand. Monster Killer, where he gains additional will and possibly even strength whenever he kills something. And the saying for the Monster Killer Ivor would be, the Monster Killer takes a savage satisfaction in death, driven by the intoxicating bloodlust of battle. Yeah, that sounds like Ivor, sure. Oathmaker is determined to the point of zealotry. Others may question the fanaticism, but not the results. Extra will, some will regen, some armor regen, and even some extra crit down at the very bottom. Shield Cleaver, their first and last mistake was thinking they'd be safe behind a piece of wood or iron. I kind of love that sentence. Extra break, extra damage, and even the chance to never miss, which Ivor is never going to miss anyway. Don't let that fool you. The Foolish. Some shake their heads in disbelief that the Foolish still lives, but where does one draw the line between bravery and foolishness? We could take away his armor and give him extra strength and extra crit, making him even more of a DPS character. And keep in mind that with Apostate, I'm actually going to be removing everybody's armor for extra damage anyway. So I can even make it even worse for Ivor. The Forsaken. The Forsaken stands alone, drawing strength from their very lack of companions and allies. Extra damage and extra crit, and even the possibility of never missing with no adjacent allies. The Hopeful, not all strength is measured by who could swing the heaviest weapon. So every adjacent ally, additional strength, and additional armor, and even additional will. The Last Standing. It's a bittersweet fate to be the last standing on the battlefield, but no greater rush. Extra armor, some regen for armor, and never injured after being knocked out in battle. The Unbent. In the face of crushing opposition, the Unbent becomes even more determined to stand tall. Will resist, strength resist, armor resist. Pretty straightforward. The unmoved, they say no mortal man has ever shaken loose. The unmoved, once stubbornly set upon a spot. Extra strength, extra armor, and even some strength resist. The Whisper, it is claimed that the Whisper has no life left for mere steel to claim. Aggro reduction, move, and even some dodge. And then Twiceborn. Death seems to hold no sway over the infamous Twiceborn, who turns aside killing blows as others do a child's. Oh, recover from KO with 1 armor, strength, and will, all the way up to 5 armor, strength, and will. So there they are. Just going to spam through them real quick. You let me know which one you want me to pick for Ivor, and we will be back for him later. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and level up some other characters here. I don't have any rank 11 items. So what's a rank 9 item? -1 aggro, +2 move, +3 exertion talents. That might be really good on Alfrin. So I'm going to go ahead and promote her to 9. She's a witch, but she's the good kind of witch. I already gave her Dengler's gloves for whatever, Dunder's hands for whatever reason. Okay. So she's currently rocking a 16 strength. That's actually kind of goofy for her. Don't know what I was thinking. Exertion talents, perfect. That item is going to be great for her. So we're going to go ahead and swap that out. And then Dunder's hand. I don't have any items on Apostate or on Valgard. I want to give Valgard the Mask of Andvetter. It's definitely useful for him. Ivor's currently rocking the Gem of Vezinin. Extra armor for adjacent allies, or I can just make you 20 strength. And I can keep Apostate close to my allies, and he'll grant extra armor. I think that'll work out well. Ervind. What does promoting you get me? Exertion, willpower. It gets me willpower. He already has 2 points available. We'll go ahead and use them. And we'll, I don't think I want to promote him again, though. He's pretty much already at his maximum potential. He doesn't need the extra levels to be any better. Have we come to a conclusion about what we want to call Ivor? Ben Blueberg wants to call Ivor a sexy beast. I guess that's a good call. Sexy beast. Where is that? Oathmaker, Shield Cleaver, Foolish, Forsaken, Hopeful, Last Standing, Unbent, Unmoved, Whisper, Twiceborn, Monster Girl. I don't see sexy beast in here, Ben. So unfortunately, we will not be calling him that. Quite unfortunate. So, if I were to just make the choice myself, I think I'd go with Unmoved. Because extra strength and armor, I mean, you just can't turn that down. Or I'd go with the Forsaken for Ivor. Or no, wait, no, that's not the one. The Foolish, yeah. Because he's not going to need the armor if he's already just a strong freaking beast, you know? So, I think those are the two that I'm leaning towards. So, like, the Foolish or the Unmoved. Paul Racine is asking, is he a tank? Ivor is the anchor to the team. And that means more that he goes last and he has more health and damage potential than anybody else. The only one with the same kind of health potential is Kiwi. I like Ivor going last because he can do AoE attacks at strength 17. So he's a Varg is what we call the species. Yes, V-A-R-G. He's a giant of a man who can deal out a lot of damage. His key ability is called Tempest, which doesn't cost a lot of willpower to hit every person that's adjacent to him in a what's the word? Counterclockwise motion, or is it clockwise? It's one or the other. Anyway, but it also activates his passive ability, which is called Heavy Impact, which every time he deals strength damage to somebody else, the next person who borders that one also takes a strength damage. So there's so much opportunity here to spread out so much damage from him, making him a very effective AoE character. He also has a battering ram ability, which breaks armor and knocks enemies into certain holes and stuff. Pushes them around. Ben Bloomberg is asking, what genus is he? He is a Sunder Slayer. He's killed the Sunder Rays. But otherwise, that is it. I do have one more point to spend. I guess I didn't save earlier. Anyway. So still 52. Let's go ahead and level up Alfrin. Already got her maxed out here, but I think I want to give her some extra will reproduction. So we'll confirm that. And I can't promote her again, unfortunately. Folka. Let's see who's on the bench, because this is a game where the people on the bench also need to get promoted. So let's just go through real quick, make sure I have all my points spent. Whew, Ollie. Okay. There, Ollie's done. Deitch. Wow, 4 break. Spar. Ooh, Bercy. Oh my goodness. 8 points unspent, my friend. And let's also give him some dodge. Sibjorn, 4 points available. Give you dodge and the artery strike. Confirm that. Krumer has 10 points available. Wow, okay. Okay, artery strike. Oops. Here we go, and exertion for a little bit of dodge. Bach has 8 points available. It's definitely important to give him some artery strike and the willpower to use it. And break. Okay, so that's everybody's points spent. Sibjorn can get promoted again, as can Folka. She's a good backup tank, so I'm going to go ahead and give her the extra promotion right now. 19 renown. Max out her divert. And then I'm going to give her the ability to repair some of her armor. There we go. Okay, so nobody's actually making a choice here about Ivor. You're breaking my heart, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and make the call for you. I'm going to go with Foolish. And I have plenty of points to spend, so I'm going to jump him all the way up to 4 per adjacent enemy. So his whole purpose is to be out there and get hit. Or really his purpose is to be out there and hit the enemy. Alright, we're ready for battle. No more delay. Let's just jump on into it. Alright. Ambush! Sure, Ivor. Like we didn't see this coming. Gonna start off with him directly behind Kiwi. Let's see, what's, they actually have warped bears, great. They got some Varl, they got a slinger or two, they got 3 spearmen that have 5 willpower to absorb damage with. And they got this warped scourge up here and another one there. I think it's going to be more important to just go ahead and tank off the damage from the units at the top first. Ivor over here to set up the flank, and why does our Ivor have -1 armor right now? Oh, because he's the foolish, that's right. Here we go, we're ready. Moving Apostate up, beginning the umbrage. Interesting. Ben Bloomberg, I think that's an issue on your end. You should be able to set that up in the video settings like Holy Pilgrim is suggesting. Alright, so this is a wave battle, by the way. We have 29 turns before the next wave arrives. Alright, so that's the tank's turn is up next. So there's the bear, some of the spearmen. Okay, I can at least run up to here. Set up that stone wall. Ben Blumberg says, it's an issue in my brain that cannot be fixed. That's unfortunate. Sorry to hear that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move up Kiwi, also known as Tank 2.0. Haven should be relatively protected from anybody else, but that is a spearman, so I shouldn't go there. I can move here, however. Am I in range to arc lightning anybody? I am. That would probably be a good place to start. 4 points of damage right here. Alright, so the maneuvering is almost complete. How close are we for her warp lightning? Oh, she only has 2 ranks of it? Okay, that's unfortunate. So, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, no, wait, I just need to move her up 2 spaces. Okay. Ride the lightning. This is going to deal 5 points of damage to this guy. Pop. And concuss him as well. Good old-fashioned concussion. Okay, so he's resisted that, but I don't want to run into the mistake of thinking that he's safe from further harm. Because if he walks next turn, meaning Fall Guard, he'll take extra points of damage. I can move Ivor up to attack one of these 2 right here, but if I do, I'm going to run being counterattacked by this guy. He's got 17 strength. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and just move Ivor up defensively. Alright, here comes the extra strength. Here we go. Okay, he's going to go ahead and do the tentacle-y thing to Kiwi, but Kiwi shrugs it off. Alright. Where you are, without moving, go ahead and give me another shield wall. Alright, Kiwi's turn. Go ahead and kill that guy. Or almost kill him, I should say. Resisted. Scrub. Okay then. Let's see here. Who's next? That's Slinger, huh? Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and move Avon to here to Arc Lightning this one. Should bring him down to just 5 health. There we go. So where can she get to? How about same target as last time? This might be 4 damage. Yeah, that's okay though. I love that ability from Alfred. Okay, the bear is on the move, going for the tank, resisted. Okay, so I'm just going to spend 1 willpower, get Ivor all the way over here, and I'm going to demonstrate that ability. Here's the Tempest. 1 willpower for this. Double crit. That's what I'm talking about. Give him some bleeding damage. Not a bad choice. Gonna go ahead and move Apostate up, spend a 3 willpower, get a killing blow on this target. Uh-oh. Dodged! Oh, what a champ. Some additional armor break there. Alright, I gotta do whatever I can to protect Avent. He actually is in fatally bad position. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and move. Oh, nope. Move here. Oh, that was dumb. I should have done I was trying to do a pathed move where I have him step up and then over, but I just moved him into a bad position instead. He does have some ranged abilities. He's got Drumfire. This will repair armor on Dredge, but hurt everybody else, so I'm gonna go ahead and send it out this way. Okay, Avent, you are in a bad spot. Fall back to here. And you're gonna need to lightning strike the crap out of. Oh, that hurts Kiwi. Alright, so here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna Troll Stone. Why can't I can only pull up 1 stone? I only have 1 rank in it. Okay. Okay. What's your... I don't think I'm going to be able to stop him then. Can you mend yourself? Nope. Alright, just put it right between these two then. Deal the damage to both of them. And maybe I can get Alfred over to save Ivan's life here. She's on the move with another Ride of the Lightning. Zap. Zap. Bear's turn. Bear's also going after Kiwi. Kiwi's getting all the attention right now. Okay. Ivor. Let's come down here. We're gonna deal with this guy. Just kill him. 27 damage. That crit is pretty phenomenal. They're just all going after Kiwi now. Nope, not end turn. I want you to attack this guy, please. Hey, promotion for Volgard. We're just going to use the free damage here to kill that guy. Rest up. Oh, I should have done some armor repair now that I think about it. Just rest. Another crit. Ivor has done nothing but crit this whole battle. doing it like this means that guy's gonna die on his turn. So that means it gives me time to go ahead and rest everybody up. Use Avon to mend the armor of, I'm gonna say, Ivor. Half current willpower rounded up, so that'd be 7 armor repaired. Yeah, 7 is exactly what he needs. Rest up. Rest up. Oh. Well, I didn't get to redeploy for the next round. I ran out of time. I thought I was going to get him before the end of the timer. Alright, so we're back, right back into it. Here we go, lads. Then I'm going to send Ivor up. I'm going to go ahead and use his other ability. No, wait, not his other ability. His normal attack. Extra damage carries over to the next target. And we're back into it. Deflected. Oh, he is out of willpower. That's unfortunate. And turn. Volgard, tank it. Get that stone wall up. Gonna go ahead and march Kiwi up. Lose some willpower, but that's okay. From here, I'm just gonna have Avon do some more mending. So we'll do this target. So this will be for 6. Let's make it 8 armor repaired. Okay, what's your range right now? Okay, so I need to move you up 1, 2, 3, 5 more squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna hit the bear with her Ride the Lightning. Okay, we have options here. So we're going to send Ivor to this square to do his next Tempest attack on these 2 targets. 2 more crits, yet again. He's on fire. And the collateral carried over to the next 2 wards, Varl. Okay. Resisted. Nicely done, Volgard. Move here, gain some extra armor, and break that thing's armor. The bear is up. Deflected. Bear is such a scrub. Yeah, I think this guy down here is actually the bigger threat, so we're gonna go ahead and kill that. Thank you, Kiwi. This guy's gonna deal some heavy damage. Ow, Ivor. Poor, poor beast. Out of range for that. Yep. Okay, then. Do some mending. Is currently our highest damage dealing character outside of Kiwi, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to send her up to put some hurt out onto the biggest target left. Now that should put this well out of reach for the enemy. We went ahead and we've won this over. I'm going to go ahead and this is going to hurt It's gonna hurt Alfred's some, but it's okay. I'm gonna break this target's armor down. Alright. From here on out, it's just pretty straightforward. Unless that guy gets to... Ooh, that was close. He's gonna start draining some of the stats off of Avon. That's okay, Avon can take it. I got so much armor I need to break on these guys. Another one turns to dust. Ow! I like that call out from Ivor. Ow! Stop! Ah! And then we're gonna do one more arc lightning, full strength, kills the bear, maims the other target. About done. We're now in pillage mode. Ow! Jerk. Okay, Kiwi. Put it to bed. Okay, not bad for nearly messing that up. It was tough for Gina, but only in the sense that I was my own worst enemy. I didn't plan ahead for those turns quite like I thought I should have. Volka called it. When the warp came, they came hard. There's no doubt anymore that Bolverk has some kind of command over them. Volka comes stomping toward you and Juno, flickering smoldering black ash from her shield. She doesn't look happy. Let's get something straight, Juno. You drag us out here as captives, and now Bolverk's trying to hunt us down and kill us. Do you see how messed up this is? And back there, you're trying to give my ravens orders? Tell me again when we're allowed to rest. Go on, say it to my face. Everyone calm down. Say nothing. Volka has a point. I mean, it's not like Volka came running up to yell at me. She came up to yell at Juno, right? So we can probably just stay out of this one. But there's definitely something to be said about everyone calm down. Volka has a point. A little bit of context. Juno can control minds. She took control of this band of mercenaries called the Ravens that used to be under the command of Bolverk. Bolverk is the person chasing us. He's a giant Varl berserker. Bolverk's second in command was Volka. Juno took over Volka's mind and forced her to command the Ravens to follow us into the darkness for the purposes of defeating the darkness. And now that we're inside, the only thing that's protecting us from turning into the warped, like the enemies that we're facing, is the light of Juno. So, Volka is now fully aware of the ruse and the situation, and is now going, we're being attacked by my old boss. Pen Blueberg says, number one, everyone calm down. Regina says, say what again? I dare you. I double dog dare you. Say what one more time? The clean version. But yeah, if you thought that fight was tough, we've got plenty ahead. Let me tell you. Alright, Regina's thinking it through. And Bloomberg's already made up his opinion here, but we still have 3 others in the chat. Plenty of possibilities. Regina's still thinking. I can tell the cogs are turning. But there's always what Ben Bloomberg said. We can just go for number 1. But I'm kind of curious what she's thinking here. She says, we've got to try and make both Folka and Juno work together. Telling them to calm down is probably just going to make them more annoyed. Yeah, I would think so. These are some 2 incredibly powerful women. If there's anything I've learned, in a situation where you want people to calm down, telling them to calm down is usually the worst thing to do. How stubborn is Juno? Stubborn enough to cheat death again and again and again, but she hasn't demonstrated it emotionally, I would say. Now Ben Bloomberg, he's been convinced, he's saying 3. And Regina's thinking 3 as well, so we're going to go with Folka as a point. Juno's expression betrays no emotion. What would you recommend, Folka? Oh no, don't you dare pretend to be the reasonable one right now. Steam plumes from Folka's nostrils like an angry ox, swirling through the cold air. I don't want to even hear your voice. The ravens are under my command, and if you want anyone watching your back instead of putting a knife... What if Ivor spoke on my behalf? You know what? That sounds like a great idea. Wait, how did I get dragged into this? You 2 need to find common ground. If it ends this bickering, I'll take charge. I think 2 is leaning towards what Regina was saying. Then Bloomberg says, probably not as stubborn as Marie. Such as the mistyped me. Regina's mad at Folka now. She's like, oh, come on, just work with her. So we're going to go with number 2. You 2 just need to find common ground. The only common ground is fixing this. After that, no promises. United by the singular cause. Here we go. We're visiting...
The Godstone ahead shimmers. It seems to hold some sway over the darkness somehow. Or maybe the darkness itself finds them distasteful.
Yeah, here we go. This is a location from Banner Saga 1. The Godstone of Dengler. And it is not warped. What lovely music. A golden glow greets you, the first warmth you've felt since entering the darkness. Disheveled women and children huddle on one side of the Godstone, while a dredge sits on the other. The dredge has arranged a circle of obsidian stones around itself, and just outside that lie the bodies of a couple dead men. Ain't this a sight? Ollie grins, then he frowns. I have a feeling this is about to become our problem. Praise the gods! Someone has finally come carrying a divine light! Not exactly. The matronly woman's face falls as she gets a better look at you. I know that crest. Ravens. She points with an accusing, shaking finger toward the stone singer. What is this? Have you brought more dredge to slaughter us? The stone hurler stands within its ring of stones, warbling loudly as you approach the godstone. The old woman recoils in disgust. Well, how interesting. This one is terrified of you, Ivor. Me? Why? They have a language? How do you know that? We'll go with, how do you know that? Because she said so. Called you Destroyer. I'd heard of the Destroyer before, but I had no idea I was traveling with him. Is it really you? They speak of you like we do of Bellower. Thought you'd be bigger. It's a misunderstanding. Where would you hear such a thing? Traveling with the Volca, but you do not know where we are headed. You're an interesting one, Ivor. We should talk more. The old woman rejoins you again after a heated battle of whispers with her kin. She clears her throat. I am called Hilda. We came here to pray when the skies darkened. I guess I didn't need to tell you we're only alive now because of this godstone. A miracle! And they say the gods are dead. Then this slag comes from nowhere. It attacks us, killed their husbands and mine as well. Aye, a bright, miserable sow sucker he was, but an injustice to be killed by this thing. She gestures rudely at the stone hurler. It makes a hissing sound like escaping steam. Quiet, filthy thing! You'll take us somewhere safe, surely? Surely you will. The opposite. You don't want to go where we're going. Gods alive, has everyone lost their minds? At least give us justice. Don't leave this slag alive to kill us and eat our children. Decision-making time. Oli loves the disheveled. Ha! There you go. Regina did seem to like the music. That was a very... Yeah, it was a Nordic chant. Definitely appreciated it. So we can offer to kill the dredge that's here, that Hilda has said has killed her husband and the husbands of the others. We can ask Alfred what the dredge's side of the story is, or we can say they don't eat children, this isn't our problem, wash our hands of it, and walk away. Let's go ahead and get the other half of the story, shall we? Since we now know we can talk to the dredge. This is all brand new news for Ivor. He's like, dredge talk? What? Okay. And you can talk to them? Sure. What's the dredge's side of the story? Keep in mind that Ivor has a history of killing dredge. Hilda bristles at the implication. Alfred taps her spear and the horns vibrate with a faint hum. The dredge sings a soft response. She says that they left her no choice but to defend herself. Stuck here, same as them. By the gods, we found the only slag lovers in the dying world. She snatches something shiny from the hands of one of her kin, waving it in front of you. This is what the ravens need, isn't it, you disgusting vultures? Family heirloom, worth more than it looks. I say we just bring the stow hurler along with us, Ivor. I mean, we've already got one. You said was terrified of me. Then she won't put up much of a struggle, will she? What are you talking about? Kill it already! Kill it! Enough. Keep your trinkets and the dredge both were leaving. Or convince the stone hurler to come along, Alfred. Or it did slay all these men. We can't take that risk. I'll do as the woman asks. Heft up the axe. Kill the stone hurler. Ben Bloomberg says 3. Kill the stone hurler. Okay, Ben. I could do that. Let me just go ahead and click this right here, right now. Pow! Oh, no, wait. Let's give other people a chance to weigh in, shall we? The dredge have been responsible for the deaths of so many Varl, and Ivor was the first one to kill Asunder. That has earned him, apparently, the reputation of the Destroyer. The dredge fear him like we fear the dredge. Ben Bloomberg is recanting his 3. I kind of guessed that was the case. Everybody's leaning towards 2. So we're going to ask the stone hurler to come along. Alfred speaks to the dredge again. It shows little emotion, but that may just be because it lacks facial expression. Quite the motley crew you've gathered, Destroyer. Don't call me that. I'm serious. Hilda pockets her heirloom, offering only low curses, angry that the dredge lives on. 34 renown for that. They will sing our praises in dredgedom. Alright. Oh, we've got some people to talk to. I'm going to talk to Alfred first, because it looks like she has plenty to say. Alfred finds a quiet moment to make her way over to you, leaning on her staff. Why didn't you tell me, Varl? Tell you what? About being the Destroyer. It isn't something that comes up often in conversation. You'll have to excuse me. I don't always know how to speak with people. I spend a lot of time alone, or with the sculptors. Sculptors. Well, more precisely, they say something like, "We who shaped the stone," but it's close enough. You didn't think the Dredge called themselves Dredge, did you? There's quite a lot I've learned from them. Some things you may know. Many secret. Alfred awaits your reply. How did you learn mending out here on your own? Mending? Call it what it is. We pluck at the threads of reality. Almost anyone can see them if you know how to look. Who do you think taught the teachers? The gods. And who taught the gods? Even godlier gods? Anyway, you see my point. Don't think so highly of your mender friends. They're more dangerous than they let on. How do you mean? I trained to be a mender when I was just a girl. They tried to kill me. Believe it or not, the Vol right there was the one sent to do it. She points to the figure of Bercy, snoozing on the hard ground. I don't think he even remembers me. I looked a little different back then. But I escaped, not before learning some things. They trained their simple-minded menders to heal stubbed toes and raise walls. It's a fine distraction from the powers the Volca really wield. But if an apprentice doesn't have the skill to control their powers, they're a threat to the mender's reputation. And if you show too much skill, well, you're an even bigger threat. Alfred awaits your reply. So the sculptors see you as an ally. You all need to stop looking at everything as us and them. Some of them are friends, others are not. The same as any people, anywhere. She calls for Dredge ally to join you. Kiwi is one of the new breed. He's a diplomat, like me. New? The first Dredge were all made by a real bastard of a god to kill and to destroy. But they learned to make their own kind. A second generation of sculptors who see a different fate. They can change, Varl. And even the first Dredge see this change. There was even a Sunder, Chime, who could echo any sound and any language. She spoke for the new generation of Dredge. Chime wanted a peaceful resolution to turn back the darkness and save them. She was killed at Grofheim in the Calamity by her own kind. We decided to carry on her mission. Kiwi nods his head slowly and makes a low tone. He says he has no hatred of you, Ivor, and no fear. Now, so, what kind of secrets are you talking about? What, for nothing? I'm nothing if not a trader of knowledge, you know. The rarest secrets don't come cheap. How about this? In exchange for telling me how you became the Destroyer, I'll tell you something you may find quite important. What do you say? How do I know I can trust you? Trust me to do what? Not chisel it on this godstone? I suppose that's for you to decide. What do you say? If you promise to keep it to yourself, I do. The Sunder I killed, Reyes. It was no legendary battle. When I brought her head back to the other Varl, they invented their own stories. The truth is, I got separated from my allies, and found her out in a snowstorm, alone. She was cradling an infant. My axe accidentally killed the child. She didn't even put up a fight after that. Indeed, it was Bellower's child, Ivor. How can you... Are you certain? Completely. Consider that our trade. There is more to tell at another time, maybe. We should be going soon. After you. Just one more thing. Alfred looks at you with curiosity. Are those Varl horns on your staff? Alfred laughs with genuine mirth. Nothing to worry about, Ivor. They were a gift that I treasure very much. You see, I have friends of all sorts. But as you said, we should be going. Another story for another time, perhaps. Morale has improved. Yay. Looking at the chat, backing up a bit. Let's see here. Regina says, we can make new laws. How is it hard to slip that into a conversation? I'd enter all rooms going, behold, the Destroyer cometh. Oh, man. That escalated quickly. What are you talking about with she said it, called it? I don't know what you're talking about there. You'll have to let me know. You notice Folka standing alone, arms crossed, sporting a deadly scowl. This is one of my favorite conversations in the game. Here we go. Everything all right? Yeah, we're doing great. Our leader is hunting us down. We've been kidnapped by witches, and now we're arguing about how many Dredge we could save along the way. It's the kind of thing a little girl grows up dreaming about. I get your point. She glares at you through narrow eyes. Oh, that one feels like a trap, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. So how did a woman get accepted by the Ravens anyway? Keep in mind, Varl have no concept of understanding about men and women, except for what they understand of humans, because Varl don't have women. They were all created by the gods, and they are all just men. Every single one of them. So, and he's used to humans being, you know, stunty, half his height, scrawny little things. And the women never really fought. So, with that in mind, Ivor probably has some cultural issues to deal with. Oh, not everything's us versus them. Yeah, that's true. So, how did a woman get accepted by the Ravens anyway? Is this the part where you ask me about my past? We talk about family and hug. Eat some black snow, Varl. These guys all chose to be here, just like me, that's the truth. That's all the family you need to know about. Considering you didn't even mention family, you doubt that's the whole story, but you let it drop. She glares at you through narrow eyes. You still care about Bulwark. Are you trying to piss me off? Imagine little Olette hunting you through the darkness, trying to rip your throat out. Now imagine some arse accuses you of having feelings about it. You notice Volka's hand instinctively go to the axe Bulwark had thrown at Ivan a few days back. What do you plan to do with that axe? Its name is Claw, and what I plan to do with it is my business. Can we agree to keep it tucked away? If the sight of it scares you, then yes. I'll keep it safe and snug right here. I'm not suicidal, Ivor. I'm not going to plant it in Volka's skull. Not right now. Are you always this pleasant to be around? I never asked to be around you. I always heard the Varl like their space. You're not wrong. Must be nice to be accepted for something like that. My kind treat you like you're diseased if you don't act right, but the Ravens, they don't judge. It's not like I want to be completely alone. I just don't need tedious, pointless conversations with every idiot who has an idiot opinion. Go on. Oh, damn it all. You got me talking about myself. Are we done here? We should keep moving. I get why you came over now. Juno's ready to go. No, I came on my own. You know, I used to be great at telling when someone is lying, but it sure is harder these days, isn't it? You know what I mean? Let's get something straight. I'll take talking to you over Juno, but you are no Raven. And whatever happened to Bulwark, I'm not convinced that he doesn't have a good reason for what he's doing. So don't give me a reason to let him, and don't try to get close and friendly. Alright, Volka, you made yourself clear, or take it easy. I don't like this any more than you do. One or two. I don't have to apologize for Ivor's dialogue at piece. I feel like I do have to apologize when I'm the one who's picking the conversational options. That was one of those matters where I knew that every conversation option was available, and I wanted you to hear all the chains. So, yes, I picked it. It is still a role-playing game, and I have to take some responsibility for what I have my characters say. So, that's why I clicked it. Alright. So then we've got two options here. Ben Bloomberg says, take it easy. I don't like this any more than you do. Telling her to take it easy. Sure, that'll work out, won't it? Regina says one. Yeah, I'm going to lean with the more understanding approach rather than telling Volka to take it easy. Alright, Volka, you've made yourself clear. Good, then we might get along. Now excuse me while I gather the unkindness. Unkindness? That's what they call a flock of ravens, Ivor. Fitting, don't you think? Yes, I do. I think that's a great line. That's why I love that whole conversation chain, just for that line. Excuse me while I gather the unkindness. You are already pretty unkind. No, my band of ravens. Oh. Okay. Pretty sure there's no need to rest. We have 71 renown. Let me double check the team. Everybody should be fully healed. We're going to promote... See, I want to promote Volgar, but I also want to... I do actually want to promote Haven. I know I said I didn't want to, but... Now I do, so I can get the extra, Troll Stones. Volgard, promote. And here's our new character, Castaway. Rank 10 Dredge Hurler with the abilities Sunstrike. This is the one that can concuss enemies. And Shatterstone. This is the one that sends exploding rocks. And she has the ability Back Off. Whenever she gets damaged, she immediately takes another move that I don't get to control. Let's see here. 3 points available. And she can be promoted. Let's go ahead and give her that promotion. Nah, she's already ranked 10. She's okay. Ranged. I think she's the first like actual ranged character in the lineup. So with that in mind, it's actually going to be important to protect her health. So we're going to go ahead and give her dodge. And I think I'm going to try and find her a spot in the team. So I'm going to go ahead and promote her again. This time, I think some crit might be good. What are the options? Just going to go through real quick. So she can repair armor. She can resist strength damage or crit. She can avoid killing blows or regain willpower. She can puncture. She's not an actual archer, but a chance for puncture would make her just like one. There we go. I actually really want to kind of use her in this playthrough. Oh man, Castaway the Forsaken. That's a good name for her. We're going to give her this. And then I'm going to have her replace Ulfrin. Ulfrin or Eyvind, actually. One or the other. Eyvind's Warp Lightning is just so good. Ulfrin's ability is a ranged ability, but it eats up all of her willpower. Which does make her pretty strong. But Castaway will actually be even stronger with Apostate. So here we go. We're actually going to go with an almost all Dredge lineup. Apostate, Kiwi, and Castaway. We're going the full Dredge happiness here. Look at us. We're crazy. Okay. And do I have an item for her? Not at this time. Alright. Hello, Colonel. How do you do? This is Banner Saga. And we got Holy Pilgrim in here as well. That's fantastic. Alright, so this game is Banner Saga. As I've said many times before, the quick and easy explanation for what this is the plot of Warhammer the End Times mixed with the RPG elements of Dragon Age, mixed with the gameplay elements of Final Fantasy Tactics. Alright, we're going to go ahead and... Oh, we actually have 21 more renown to spend. I need to spend it rather than just bank on it. Let's go ahead and work on... I can work on Ivor's title. Oh, no, wait. He's already pretty high up there. How about you guys let me know which one of these characters you want me to promote the most. On the block for promotion, Volgard and Kiwi, both of them being promoted will also grant them access to a title. If you think either of them are worthy of one. Eyvind, I can spend all 21 to get him to rank 10. And the same goes for Folka. I can give her all 21 as well to get her to rank 10. Folka is going to be useful in wave battles in the secondary wave, and so will characters like Ulfrin and Juno, maybe even Deitch, and Spar. Yeah, we got plenty of options here for a really good secondary team. We can also promote Sibjorn and Krumer. That would only cost us 17 of our renown. Let me know which one you think I should promote, and I can always just go to camp later and take care of it. Or take care of it before the next battle. We're gonna go ahead and hit the road, Jack. Goodbye, Dengler's Godstone. It's been 2 games since we've seen you, and you haven't changed much at all. And we have added a new party member named Castaway. Tim Black says, give Dave the promotion. Who's the most Dave-like in this army? Dave, the poor rat man. Does it worry anyone else that they've somehow gotten ahead of us? Asks Fallguard. What once was a hill has been twisted into a thin strip of land, pulled along like spider silk with a steep drop beneath. Warped shamble back and forth across it, but Bolverk is nowhere in sight. They don't need rest, Volka realizes with a shudder. Bolverk can't confront us directly, not while the Volka live. He's going to thin the herd all the way to Ridgehorn. Fane, Spitzoli, it's exactly what we do, isn't it? I hate it. You consider an approach. Here's the choice. Number 1, fight your way across the land bridge as quickly as possible. Number 2, ask Volka's tactical advice. Number 3, make a shield wall pushing slow and steady. Or number 4, take an alternate route. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Let me know what you want. Take Dave's promotion, says Holy Pilgrim. Regina says, you got so many tanks on your team, maybe a support character can get the promotion. So that, I think Avid then would be the next one to promote, and he's definitely the most Kermit-like, Ben. Avind is definitely the most Kermit-like. I should get Holy Pilgrim in here to voice all of Avind's dialogue. I'm glad he took that insult in stride the other night. Like a prepubescent Kermit the Frog. I'm seeing a lot of people leaning towards number 2, ask Volka his tactical advice. Tim Black3 says, go for that shield wall. Let's go. I think this won't end the conversation chain, so let's go ahead and pick number 2 for now. If it were us, we'd lure him across, lay archers to hit them from the wings, while spears come up to fill the retreat, says Volka. Something tells me the warps can't coordinate like ravens, though. But what would Bolverk do with a bunch of drunk idiots? Volka mutters and thinks for a while. He'd make it look like a trap, so we'd try to get fancy. My gut says we rush it. Oli has already drawn an axe. There you go. She suggests number 1. Colonel suggests number 2. And Ben Bloomberg suggests take an alternate route. Spam that chat with your choice. 1, 2, or 3. I think this time I'm just going to go ahead and give it to the one that gets the most love. Hello, Chief Dreaming Owl. How do you do? We picked up a new party member. Her name is Castaway. She's a dredge slinger. You are partially here. Well, it's probably nice. It's probably really, really early in the morning for you. So, Tim Black says 1. Holy Pilgrim says, forget what Volka says. Build that shield wall. So does Ben Bloomberg. I mean, why ask her tactical advice if you're not going to take it? Because shield wall's just freaking cool, that's why. Yeah. Yeah. I get it. Tim Black also says 2. Regina also says 2. Alright, so we're going to abandon her gut. We're going to go for the shield wall. Here we go. Give me a shield, you say, gathering everyone else who can hold one. Stay on the inside. Push them over the edge, you say. Don't break formation. As you batter another warp body over the edge of the bridge, an explosion rocks your shield, splintering it. The rest hesitate, held in place by the barrage. Slingers, shouts Volka. Push forward or jump, weaklings. Pilgrim's showing a lot of love for that shield wall. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and promote Avind. Alright, and we got 4 points available. Going to put it into willpower and willpower production. I'm making him stubborn. Okay. We're ready for battle. Let's see if it's a wave battle. And Chief Dreaming Owl called it. He's like, so you did not kill the slinger, which is good. We have much need for range in this party. Holding the line won't work against those slingers. So it seems like it was the wrong call, but... Ha. I'm gonna turn them into mincemeat. This is gonna be one of the easiest fights. Alright. I'm gonna put the slinger. I made her the Forsaken, right? So she needs to not be adjacent to allies. Here we go, we're ready. Let's do this. Get that umbrage cooking. This is not a wave battle either, so once these guys are done, that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and move Vol Guard up, start taking some fire. All right, first blood. Whirl. Kiwi is love. Kiwi is life. What's the range needed for this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need to move up 1, 2, 3 and over 1. Alright. 1, 2, 3 and over 1. This is gonna put him in a bit of a spot where he can be targeted, but it's so worth it. Excellent. How far up do I gotta move her to actually hit somebody? I gotta spend 3 willpower just to get her in range without having her. Well, you know what? The other thing I can do is I can go ahead and set up a Shatter Stone. No, but it blows up immediately. Bummer. Sunstrike. Okay, well, whatever. Just end your turn. Her range is pretty short. Resisted. Pretty straightforward. Ivor! Why don't you go ahead and sprint up and make the next kill? His crit streak continues, folks. Uh-oh. 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 Oh. You just made us angry. Resisted. Okay, then. Takes up all the power to move there, and I don't think I need to protect Ivor that much. No, he's already at 3 health. He's okay. In that case, which of these is next? This one is? Alright. Heavy hit. Okay, Avend. Bear's next. Bear can kill you. Okay, the bear can no longer kill you. Well, actually it could. It does have the exertion to pull off 9 damage. Yeah, that's exactly what it would need. So fall back. Oh no! Oh, forgot about that puncture. Gonna make that guy suffer for that puncture. Ow. I kind of need her right now to do something about this guy. Alright, we're gonna use her Shatterstone ability. 3 armor, 3 strength damage on this. Barrel. Alright, is he gonna kill? Dodged! Oh man, if you can dodge a warped, you can dodge a dodgeball. Alright. Another one turns to dust. Really? You gonna shield bash me? That's my move. You punk? Alright, apostate. I don't think I need you to, don't think I need you to do another umbrage. But I am gonna send you in here to save the day some. Promotion for apostate. Really? I was just sitting here like, really? Really? Is that the best you got? Is that the best you got? I'm actually gonna set up this bear so that Castaway can get the kill. Got some break. Nice on the exploit. I should think I can probably get enough break done to this guy to also make it so that Castaway can get the kill again. Armor for you. In fact, I'm just gonna trap you in place. There. This warp just going nowhere. Done deal. Promotion for Castaway. Dreaming Al says, okay, hold on, I actually gotta back up some. There's quite the conversation going on here. Tim Black, the Colonel, says 2 is a good idea. Regina says that was lucky. Lesson learned. Don't take tactical advice from Folka because fighting slingers is way better than fighting melee enemies. Chief Dreaming Al says if you choose option 1, it was still good except you would fight the melee enemy instead of the ranged enemy. He says he just finished his chapter yesterday. He's asking, how about place Krumer just after Stonesinger in party list and use his ability to move him in turn order? I've thought about that. I actually have thought of doing that before, to really pump up the speed of the umbrage. It's useful. You know, I can probably do that in the next battle. Colonel says we need more Dawi. There are no dwarves in this game. I'm sorry. Regina says we need more elves. I think he meant, but there are no elves in this game either. So sorry. Beard for the win, Regina. I fear you are in the wrong neighborhood. Oh, I like the elves more than the Dawi, I think. The Dawi would take forever to get to those warps. It already takes the Dredge Stonesinger so much time to get there anyway. Good old poor old apostate. He tries so hard. We're on the move again. This time the warp seemed even more organized than the last. That could have gone all wrong, Spar says, peering over the bridge's edge at the twisted rocks far below. Fulk replies, yeah, we could all be dead. Come on, this isn't the place to give Bolveric another try. Even in the creepy darkness, this game is so pretty. Small, pale orbs wink at you from deep cracks in the darkness. A brief inspection reveals that they're eggs. Skulkers, whispers Deitch, pulling one of the creatures free of its shell, stabbed through by his dagger. The stone hurler who joined you at the Godstone looks upset by the dead thing. She darts between a few clusters, making scooping motions and nodding. Are you crazy, Volca frowns? There's a lot of eggs, Mabali bemoans, squinting ahead into the distance. Makes my veins skin crawl. Doesn't finish the sentence. You imagine countless more eggs in every direction just out of sight. Here's the choice, guys. We got option 1, leave the Skulker eggs undisturbed and move on quickly. Number 2, allow the stone hurler to do whatever she seems to want to do. Number 3, smash as many as you can before continuing. Or number 4, examine the eggs more thoroughly. Says, I just imagine a bunch of dwarfs in a gang surrounding a lone elf. Regina says, then it is an even fight. Oh! We don't need more chlorine in our diets. So we should go for number 1. Colonel says number 2. Holy Pilgrim says number 4. Only eggs can sustain me. Regina says burn it. It's the only way to be sure, so allow the stoner to do whatever they think. Number 5 says turn them into Easter eggs. Yes, Ben Bloomberg. We should turn them into Easter eggs. Looks like we have majority for number 2. What does this stone hurler want to do? The stone hurler was making scooping motions near the eggs. It looks like she wants to like collect them or something. Ben Bloomberg says it could be a Carnosaur egg. It's a field of Carnosaur eggs. Yeah, that would cause warped Carnosaurs. We can hatch a Deathclaw. Yeah. Yeah, no thanks. I've had enough of Fallout in my lifetime. I don't need Deathclaw crossing over into this game. The Colonel agrees we do not need that. Alright. It looks like I have people selecting 5 different options. Wouldn't that just make the Skulker chase after us? Learn from Jurassic Park. Chief Jeremy House says he knows what 2 does, so he wants to do number 4. Let's examine. Cracked eggs reveal twisted and dead carcasses, but the one Deitch stabbed looks like the Skulkers you've seen before. These may have escaped being warped by their shells, says Alfred. Interesting. You imagine countless more eggs in every direction just out of fight, so we have a little bit more news here. They're not twisted by the warped. The eggshells protected them from the darkness. Do we smash the eggs, leave the eggs, or let the stone hurler collect the eggs? Keep in mind, in past battles we have seen Dredge working alongside Skulkers, or the Skulkers working alongside the Dredge like they were almost their pets. Tim Black is leaning towards number 2. Yeah, wear the eggs to protect us from getting warped. Exactly, Regina. That's what I want to do. I'm sad that's not an option here. Option 4. Option 4, abandon Juno, wear Skulker eggshells. Okay, well, it looks like Tim's the one deciding for us. I'm gonna go with number 2, wear the eggs. Hopefully that's what the stern one wants, right? Here we go. She finds a cluster of palm-sized eggs and begins gathering them in her sling, nodding as if to say, this is fine. You're not sure if it's more comforting or terrifying that she's unafraid, but nobody intervenes. Soon, you leave the nest behind. This is fine. We're all fine here. Everything's fine now. The caravan stops to rest their feet and eat. The only good thing about this damned beacon we're walking around is there's no reason to hide a campfire, says Krumer, chomping on some burnt meat. The conversation turns towards some of Krumer's war exploits and devolves quickly into a rowdy debate about who could beat who in a fight. Ah, men will be men. Alright, how about Deitch and Bach, grins Oli. In a fair fight, asks Krumer. Bach and his girlfriend, no question. Deitch pouts and crosses his arms, and as everyone else laughs. But I'd put my gold on Volga over almost any of you spindly milkmaids, he smiles. Now in a fight against a Varl, none of you have a chance. The ravens laugh. Well, who could hope to stand against the unkillable Krumer, quips Spar. Nobody yet, but I hope someday to face down a Sunder, says Krumer. Spar grins. Oh, what about a Sunder Slayer? There's a long silence. What do you think, Sunder Slayer? Krumer asks, putting you on the spot. Think you could take me? I say nothing. The only one of you that concerns me is both. I think this debate is pointless. I wouldn't even need both arms. I do like that number 4 option, and I know I've picked it before. Just because Ivory's such a hoss. Ivor, of course, for those of you who don't know, has lost an arm to the Sunder Bellower. That's right, Holy Pilgrim. We're gonna go for it. Here we go. I wouldn't even need both arms. The others respond with delight. Now that's something I'd pay to see, Fulka says. But you know what I think? We need to get moving. The others grumble and roll their eyes, but soon you're back on the road. Morale improved. Morale's declined. Brambles rise ahead of you like gnarled hands reaching toward the sky, their fingers peppered with thorns. This was once a healthy forest, now just another obstacle. Through the branches lays a bare clearing here, another there, as if a fire had cleared half the forest before the frost came. Bolverk knew we'd have little choice but to pass through here, Avid says. Going around would cost days. Consider your inevitable approach. Keep a tight formation, cutting down attackers as they come. Move from clearing to clearing, quick but exposed. Take a rest before pushing into the forest, or Folka, what's your gut say this time? Her tired head shake is telling. They'll use the trees, so he can't tell numbers or direction. They're not worried about losses. Once they start coming, I don't expect them to stop. Standing our ground is a short way to be overrun, but we should go now before they've really dug in. She pauses a moment before adding, this is gonna suck. So do we keep a tight formation or do we take a rest before pushing on? She says go. She says go. But we can always just, you know, take our dear sweet time. Take her out back and have her shot? Really? 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 Folk has always been good to us. I mean, except for when she's mad at us, which is all the time. Shut up. One or two. Straightforward decision. Just go now. I honestly don't see much reason to rest, right? Our morale is good. We're not exactly needing to protect our supplies. Tim says one is bad advice. Chief Dreaming Owl says nothing. I say nothing. I say nothing. Now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna move on here. Number one, keep its formation, cutting down attackers as they come. Shields! Volca calls in a tone you're starting to become familiar with. The Ravens do their best, but progress is slow. Each fallen creature is replaced by two more. Eventually, you find yourself stopped and surrounded. Cut a swath, Volca huffs. Before we can push any further, watch the flanks. We're on to our next battle. Against the Warped. Okay, this one might be a wave battle. Okay, so since it's a wave battle, let's go ahead and save Volgard. I'm going to try out this strategy that that Chief Dreaming Owl recommends, and it should absolutely work. Oh, I forgot to save his points. Since we're doing it this way, let's go ahead and give him all of the willpower, and then we'll go ahead and protect his armor some. I don't have any items for him. Okay, we're ready for battle. This should be fascinating. I think we're going to get a nice spam of Umbrage really quickly on our team. Oh, we're kind of surrounded. No end in sight to these things. Okay, so we're going to start with... we're in a hex formation, which means I can't put Krumer any closer. Alright, so we're going to go like this. Yeah, we'll try this. Okay. Alright. Move the Stone Singer up. Good old Apostate. Activate that Umbrage. Okay, this is a round battle. Or waves. Krumer's already gotten hit. We're going to go ahead and do this ability, Forge Ahead. They get another action. And then that that ability is going to activate. They get another action. Targeting apostate with the weird thing. Okay, and we're already at full strength. Let's go ahead and start maiming the enemy. Excuse me, thank you for lining up perfectly into arc lightning formation. Thank you so much. 4, 5, 6 damage. I love it. Oh man, that's one hell of a hit. Go for it. Castaway Renown +5. There we go. That's an achievement. It's probably the first time you've seen an achievement on my channel for Banner Saga. When you get an achievement in this game, the benefit carries directly into the gameplay. I just unlocked 5 points of renown, which can be used in the next like level up. Oh man, Ivor. Oh yes. Oh yes. BAM! Double crit. He won't stop critical hits. He can't stop. He can't stop. He won't stop. It'll be crits all day. Creeper's getting tentacled. Alright, this is already on mop-up. Oh, ow. Did not like. Do not appreciate. Okay, let's go demonstrate her new ability, Barbed Stones. We're gonna throw this out here. Another crit, 24 damage. This is absurd. I might have 100% crit on him now. Stop that thing from killing the egg, but man, fine, jerk. Okay, gonna try another egg. Man, they love trying to go after those eggs. It's absurd. Okay, we have ourselves a skulker. Look at it. There it is. It's kind of cute in its own way. Yeah, right? Right, sure. going to fight on. However, we are going to change the lineup. We lost Ivan, so he's out. Don't need to do the Krumer special. He's only got 2 armor left anyway. Let's get him out. But that ability is definitely useful, and I'll definitely use it in future waves. We're going to get Volgard in here. I wish Juno could do the armor healing move. She can't. I think instead I'm going to go for Ulfrin. Yeah, that'll be plenty of damage potential here. And now we can also change up the deployment, including our Skulker. Alright, so they'll be coming from the top 2 portions. Just trying to deploy a little bit defensively. Here we go. I've really hedged in my characters, haven't I? Delightful. Let's go ahead and drain this guy of his willpower. Ride the lightning into this warped bear. 5 damage, as is usual. I probably should have taken her out of the lineup. That bear a small concussion. Alright. I definitely should have had Juno in here to help generate some more willpower. Really? Just not even gonna give it a turn, huh? You really hate those skulkers. Warm up that next umbrage.
I gotta look at Ivor's stats. It's absurd how much damage he's putting out. Oh, that was close. Uh-oh.
Got to think some things over. I think Ivor needs to be taken out, as does Castaway. Of the 4 remaining, they can probably all stay. I do need to generate some more willpower, so I'm going to put in Juno, and I need a new heavy hitter. Not that Kiwi can't for any reason. I could put in Krumer with the hope of getting him some more. Well, he's only at 2 armor. Sibjorn. Sibjorn's pretty solid. How's Volgar doing? 10-17. Yeah, I want another heavy fight button, and then we're going to deploy reinforcements coming from the same positions. Nice long line of them to benefit from Volka's ability, or from Juno's ability. Juno is a Volca, so you're going to hear me occasionally call Juno Volca by mistake. Sure enough, they're all coming from the other side now. But the special one is alone. Rupture, or umbrage, which will be okay. I'm actually going to leave him here. Is there anybody that can reach him before his next turn? Nobody. Okay, so stay there, rest. Rest. This is going to be cool. Special ability, Weaved Energy. Target gains 1 will and passes energy on. Will bonus grows each time passed. So we're going to give it to Volgard. And this will is going to go all the way down the chain until it gets to Alfred. Look at that. That is an awesome ability. Sibjorn. Go ahead and move him up to get ready to start facing down this guy. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Back 1, and launch yourself into this target with Ride and Lightning. 5 points of damage. And he takes his turn, getting closer to my 2 heavy hitters. Strength, I'm not going to bother with the wall. I'm actually just going to start doing damage all around. And done. New item. The Horn of Torfonin or something. Really? You're gonna impale me, but you're not gonna move me? Okay. I'm actually gonna do something kind of cheeky. She does have that confused ability, and I can do it at range 3, so we're gonna move here. I'm gonna take over the mind of this bear. Okay, bear. Oh, Sibjorn. Yes. Give me some Tempest, please. Isle warped. Okay, then. Let's see here. She can kill the turrets of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll do it from here just to be safe. Ride the lightning. 3 damage. Killing blow. Ride it on back. I'm gonna do Rupture. Dredge with 9 strength or less are going to explode and die. Which means the Slinger in the back here. And bloody flail this bear here. Volguard's gonna tank it all, we're okay. Ah, the bear hit one of its own people, and I didn't even have to confuse it. Speaking of confusing, would you now take over the mind of that side, please? Thank you. Aw, he's out of willpower. What a shame. Another ride the lightning. Do the trick to this guy. And now the Slinger is going to explode. Kaboom! Bear's turn. Volguard. Man. Put up that stone wall. You've earned it. Juno with the kill. That good old Volga spear. And sure enough, Chief Dreaming Owl was just thinking what I was thinking. He says, by the way, Warped Dredge, they still count as Dredge, so Second Apostate ability works on them well. And he says, I once got Kiwi to 38 strength with Umbrage and Mend from Ivan. Yeah, Kiwi can be a bit of a beast. Stronger than a Sunder. That's what I've done. Kiwi is like his own Sunder now. 28 more Renown. That's good. More Renown is always good. And we carry on. Fighting through a forest is irksome at the best of times, nearly intolerable in these conditions. You break through miles of razor-edged boughs, gasping to catch a breath in the open air. On the hill ahead rises Ridgehorn. Finally. What do I see in the background? No, I don't see Ridgehorn. Must be on top of this hill here. You see him, says Volga. Wolverk stands motionless far up the hill, clearly watching the caravan. Now I know how it feels for all those poor bastards who saw us coming. Hard to know what he's thinking at this point, says Wolverk. Expecting us to do what he'd do, or the opposite. Or expecting that we'd expect him to. Spar pipes up. Know what I'd do? Cook some food. Sleep. Bet he won't see that coming. Holy scoffs. You're just tired of walking, man. Fulcum blinks. Spar might be right. We'll make it look suspicious enough to throw him off, and everyone rests before Richhorn. No lookout, you ask? As they look near the campfire, Fulcum shakes her head. That's what makes it look like a trick. But do whatever you like, I won't stop you. So the Ravens are like, oh god, certain death approaches from our former boss. What do? Make camp. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's hope it pays off. So do we 1, stay up and keep watch all night, 2, settle in with the rest of the Ravens and sleep, or 3, stop the Ravens from setting up camp? What the hell are you thinking, guys? Ben Bloomberg is saying stay up and watch all night. Watch television all night. Put on some Nick at Night. I want to watch my I Love Lucy. Na 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 na. Ricky Ricardo. Lucille Ball. Married but sleeping in different beds. Oh man. That was my childhood, folks. Nickelodeon until Nickelodeon was no longer on, and then they turned on I Love Lucy. And at the time, that programming was actually better than whatever was on Nickelodeon. At least until Rugrats became good and they started up with Ah Real Monsters. Yeah, that's when Nickelodeon got good, really good. Then the game shows. Man, okay, here, let me tell you, this is crazy. I was at Target the other day, walking through the toy section, and out of the corner of my eye, jumping out at me, was a board game version of Legends of the Hidden Temple. I was like, oh, what? I could be a blue barracuda? I was so hyped. I didn't buy it though. I should have. Space Ghost Coast to Coast? Yes, Ben. Yes. Alright, Chief Daniel says go for option 1. I am talking much today, but this is because I finally got to the stream. Well, thank you, Chief. I appreciate the extra talking. And he says, Ben says, boy, I'm talking too much and none of it makes sense. Regina says, I hate these I know you know I know things. I know what you mean, Regina, and I know that you know that I know what you mean. But ultimately, that's what it boils down to. Do we stay up and watch all night? Do we settle in, or do we stop the Ravens from setting up camp? So far, I've got 2 votes for number 1, stay up and watch all night. I think one more vote for 1 will make it the solid option of the evening. But I'm only going to give it maybe about 5 more seconds before I click it anyway. And that's a very generous 5 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and click it. Here we go. You sit still, your back against a rock as the others quietly slumber. The quiet darkness begins to feel oppressive, and time passes slowly. Soft crunching catches your attention. You swear under your breath, grabbing for your axe. But your hands finds empty air. In a panic, you jump to your feet and scan the ground. No axe. The crunching gets louder, turns into thumping. Tree branches abandon cradled bundles of snow. Like a blood moon, Bellower suddenly storms out of the darkness in gleaming red armor. There is your mixing axe, jutting from a bleeding bundle in his arms. The ground shakes from his roar. Poor sleep, Ivor? Alfred asks. She crouches over the fire, her strange shape fluttering in the firelight. The campsite is still, aside from the gentle crackle of firewood. Just dreams. Some people think dreams are omens. Those people are idiots. But they can certainly be a fine distraction from our troubles. Not my sort of distraction. I'm sorry if I dredged up old memories back at the Godstone, so to speak. There's more to that story. Would you like me to tell you? I think you should. You've heard one half already, how the Volca came forth during the Second Great War, with fire and fury to push the sculptors to extinction. She gestures theatrically. So I've heard. Perception. Paint themselves the heroes. What the Volca really did was make their foes a promise. Abandon the war, and they'd share secret knowledge. The Volca taught them to write. They taught the stone singers to weave. And for the first time, the sculptors learned how to make more sculptors, to thrive. They kept their end of the bargain and remained hidden, at least until recently. How do you know this? They have their own history and carvings. I've read it on great black stones in their dark home, as their trusted guest. What I don't understand is why you trust these Volca. You stare into the fire and it shows you old shapes. When you speak, it's almost as if to yourself. When I killed Reyes, when I returned to my kind with her head, Ingvar, they chanted. None had slain asunder before. They wanted to make me the king's kender. That means, heir, next in succession. I couldn't. They haunted me, Belluer and Reyes, and that damn child. Every night like tonight. Maybe it sounds like nothing to have bad dreams, but it rubs you raw. It gets in your bones. So I left the Varl. I found a small town of men where nobody knew who I was. Nobody called me Ingvar. Ivor never had dreams like that in Skogar. So that's why you agreed to come with Juno and Ivan? The truth is, Juno didn't ask me to join them. I asked her. The flames continued to dance hypnotically. On that bridge in Einertoft, I stood before Belluer. I could have moved, but I just held up my shield and waited for the end. What's that, Ivor? The name snaps you out of your trance. You stand and stretch your legs. Your axe is where you left it, and the ravens are beginning to stir in their tents. It's nothing. Internal monologue delivered from Ivor, essentially. Talking a little bit about what motivated him, and even more fascinating, the concept that Juno and Ivan didn't ask Ivor to come along and leave Rook. Ivor wanted to leave. Dun, dun, dun. Ben Bilderberg is asking, can Ivor reproduce? No, the Varl do not reproduce. And there is no cloning, at least not yet. Alright, let's go talk to Percy. He's got something fascinating to say, I'm sure. He's been with us all 3 games, kind of in the background. Percy tosses in his sleep until he finally huffs and gives up. He sees you're also awake and comes to sit nearby. Trouble? I don't know how these damned ravens do it. I just can't pass out at a moment's notice. Are you not one of the ravens? I can see how you might get that impression. I joined Bulwark at Borsgard because the Volca asked me to. And when that went wrong, I got roped into this like everyone else. Percy wears a frown and leans on his axe handle. Juno and Avon asked for you personally. Let's not turn this into something bigger than it is. I do work for money. The Menders pay well. I've got some history with them. That's it. What kind of history? Can't you tell I didn't want to talk about it? I did odd jobs, some worse than others. They asked for a lot of weird stuff, but I'm not one of them if that's what you're wondering. I'm just trying to finish this and drink it off like every other job. Percy wears a frown and leans on his axe handle. What do you think about this job? If you mean the Volca, you'd be a fool to trust them. I've done some questionable stuff on their behalf, but let me tell you. And if you mean saving the world, I could care less. What has the world ever done for me? These days, I'm just putting one foot in front of the other. There's still the tiniest sparkle of hope that I might profit from this somehow. Pretty bleak way to live. Nothing left to lose. Nothing but sleep, anyway. Percy wears a frown and leans on his axe handle. So you work for yourself. Never could get into that our bones the hills stuff like the rest of you. Why should I care about the dredge, or dying in battle? I'd rather have the means to do what I want, live comfortably, eat well. Turns out there's a lot of men out there thrilled to hire a Varl for some blood work, so I thought I'd do that for a little while. Now it's a lifetime later, and I never got rich from it. Spent my whole life chasing work while others profited. One time I traveled with a prince and his tax collector. Thought that was going to be my big payday. People just handed their money over. Piled it right into a huge cart because we told them they had to. Practically robbery. Eventually the cart fell over a cliff and exploded into a shower of gold coins, never to be seen again. I've never shed a tear over killing a man, but that, I cried like a lost baby bird. It happened pretty damn close to this very spot, now that I think about it. Can't leave this darkness, though. It's probably all twisted up and dark as dog turds now anyway. Dark as dog dirt. Maybe there's a moral there, but I'm not digging for it. Bercy wears a frown and leans on his axe handle. Sit quietly until the others wake up. You keep the rest of your thoughts to yourself. It'd be an awkward silence if you weren't both Farrell. Looks like it's time to get going. You know, Ivor, you can tell he's debating whether to get something off his chest. When I worked for the Volca, one of the jobs they paid me to do was to find you. You'd gone into hiding, and I wanted to know where. Do I dare ask why? Truth is, I don't know why. I don't ask questions, but I never found you. I have a feeling if I had, things would have ended up differently between us. So I'm glad I never sniffed around any small towns, like Skoger, for example. Bercy leaves with a pat on the shoulder, and you realize you'd never mentioned Skoger to him. It's a very interesting look into the character of Bercy. This is a guy who's kind of distanced himself from the Varl, and when he was finally given a mission to find Ingvar, he opted to he opted to let Ivor also find his peace and solitude from the rest of the Varl, rather than turn him into the Volca. Pretty fascinating, huh? And yes, Chief Dreaming Owl, I took the alpaca banner, and the reason I did that is because I was recently playing with my wife. She has a thing for llamas and alpacas, so I put that on the banner for her. And I decided to leave it. Okay, heroes. How are we doing? We have a couple injuries, I think. This is the time to rest if ever there was one. So I need 2 days of rest for Ivan. So we'll give him those 2 days. Ooh, okay. And we'll worry about leveling up at the next battle. And trust me, folks, it's a coming. Close. You can see the tower just over this ridge. Is that in the background there? That means Bulwark's close too. I think that's it. I have to give a big gesturing circle because I don't know where my mouse actually is on your screen. I'm actually watching my playback now just to see. Alpacas are cute. Yeah, I kind of circled it. Bulwark is waiting ahead, Juno says, and the caravan slows. He is patient, with dangerous allies. I believe he intends to stop us from entering Ridgehorn. I will lead Bulwark away, Juno says. Ivan looks blankly into the distance, as though he already knew what was coming. But Juno continues. The rest of you will wait for my return within Ridgehorn. We're not splitting up now. I'm going with you, or how are you going to deal with Bulwark? We'll do with that. He cannot be controlled, but he can't be misled. He doesn't know where we're headed, and we'll believe he is pursuing us past Ridgehorn, says Juno. I will return one way or another. Folka steps forward. I don't trust you. And even if I did, you can't handle Bulwark on your own. We split the caravan. She volunteers herself, Oli, and Spar, who give each other dubious looks. Folka adds, I don't take orders, remember? So I either agree with Folka's plan, I support Juno's plan, or insist that everyone stays together, including Juno. Ben Bloomberg. Oh my goodness. How's this for a back and forth? Regina says alpacas are cute. Ben says they make good coats. Regina says no. And Ben Bloomberg puts on his sunglasses. Tres, un, deux, trois. 1, 2, 3. What's it gonna be? basically the plan here is Juno wants to go off on a distraction mission, make Bulwark believe that the Ravens are continuing past Ridgehorn. Regina says Volca needs to take a chill pill. I guess that means she wants to support Juno's plan. Chief Dreaming Owl says, I think owls are cute. Big surprise, yes? I agree with you, and the funny thing is, so does my wife. Alpacas and owls are like her favorite things. Chief Dreaming Owl says he wants to do number 3, but he's pretty sure Juno will go alone anyway. So that's 1 vote for 2, 1 vote for 3. I mean, Juno can just take over my mind. She promised she wouldn't, but she could. How do we know she hasn't taken over all of our minds? Whoa. Regina says, let's get everyone to stick together. Alright, so that's 2 people choosing 3. Owls are very cute. Here we go. We're going to insist that everyone stays together. Before you can protest, you feel Juno's gaze weigh heavily upon you. Protect Ivan, she says. That would be for the best, you realize. Juno departs ahead of the caravan until her own light disappears over a hill. The rest of the caravan cautiously approaches Ridgehorn, Ivan carrying the light. Fresh footprints trail off into the snow following Juno's diversion. The way appears clear. Yep. Day 16. Morale declined. And we're almost to chapter 20.
I've been told this is where they found Juno the first time. Now they say it's the entrance to another world. How far had she already come just to fall here?
Last time we were here as Hacken with Mogre. Ridgehorn. This brings back some memories. Mercy was with us at the time. None of them good. And I'm pretty sure you see only one of this party that was actually there. It's interesting how these characters kind of move along between the different groups. Because it's been so much time, so much adventure has happened. It's almost Game of Thrones-like. Because here's all of this plot, we're revisiting all of these places, and the only one who's actually seen them all before in the game with us is Mercy. Crazy, huh? Ivan curses when he sees the rubble around Ridgehorn's tower. The tremors caused by the serpent have caused many structures to topple here. Ivan exclaims, there should be a doorway leading to... Give me some time, he says, running off toward the base of the tower. You can see him waving his Volca staff, heaving enormous chunks of rock aside through sheer willpower. Little help, shouts Volgar, drawing your attention back to the fort's courtyard. Bulwarker's nowhere in sight, but his warped allies didn't miss you slipping over the bridge. Okay, so we don't have... Who are we missing? I feel like there should be... Was it Volgard? Juno wasn't in her starting lineup last time. Did she take somebody with her? Oh, Ivan. Ivan isn't in the lineup. Okay. Interesting. I'm gonna go with... I think I'm just gonna go for a high damage, high armor character. Somebody who's a good combo with both. Volca. Let's take Volca. And let's spend some renown. We also have a new item. +1 will to all allies if standing within 2 tiles of an ally who delivers a killing blow. Knockback on strength attacks greater than 3. +1 will per turn. And it's rank 11. Let's go ahead and give that to Castaway. Just so she has something. And then let's promote Volca. And let's promote her again so we can get her a title. She's earned a title, I think. see here. We can call her Monster Killer, Oathmaker, Shield Cleaver. What's her? Her breaks at 3. Okay. Hopeful. Last Standing, additional armor, and armor regen. You know what? That's actually going to be good for her. Folka, the Last Standing Shield Maiden. Do I have enough to do that? Yes, I do. Give her some additional damage. Okay, we're ready for battle. Oh, I forgot to double check what Ivor's critical chance is like right now. Oh man, all of them Varl? Oh, and a bear. Okay. Okay. Can I see it from here? Let's see here. So the Gem of Vesnant is 20% crit chance. The Foolish is 15% crit chance per adjacent enemy. So that's 35 right there. On top of the additional from being past full health and damage. Wow. That's just crazy. Crazy amounts of damage. Anyway, let's go ahead and turn on banners. So all the Varl are 1310s with the exception of the 1418. And that's a 2021 bear. Good God. Okay. We're going to start up here with the bear. That's something that's got to get taken care of. Thankfully the bear goes after Kiwi, so I have some time to get set up. We're going to forge ahead with this ability. Give everybody the huge strength bonus. Okay, 16, 17, Folka. She steps, so the bear's movement, actually, that bear ain't gonna reach anybody, so I'm just gonna move up a little, and turn. This is a little bit overextended, but it's worth it because I gotta make sure this guy doesn't deal too much damage. Dodged. So it's bonus 30% crit chance because he's bordering two enemies. He finally doesn't crit, and it's on that stupid bear. Oh, they have reinforcements. We're not done yet. This is going to be a different kind of wave battle. I kind of like the music. I want to hear it. Now what? Ah, it is done. Okay. It's good to know. Dang, that was one strong slinger that just showed up. We're not done yet. So if I do this, it's going to eat up all of Ivor's willpower, and I'm only going to be able to target one person. That's unfortunate. That will also eat up all of Ivor's willpower, but it will kill the powerful slinger, so we're just going to go ahead and do this. Crit for 30. Another new target. We're not done yet. Hey, Luke Davis. Let's just go ahead and start up another umbrage. Ow. Stupid battering ram. Spread out some lightning damage. Here's another new slinger. I'm just going to continue to use these giant warped varl. Oh, that's nothing. Oh, nice. She's got knockback. Forgot about that item. He's like, hey, guess what? I can knock back too. Oh, Ivor is just in a position where all he can do is rest. He's hedged in. Keep on coming. We're not done yet. We're gonna keep saying we're not done yet too. Uh-oh, Juno. Absorbed. More strength and power for everybody. Absorbed mostly. Okay. And here comes another. We're not done yet. Everybody's gonna say that. It's kind of corny in this battle. I won't lie. Did you see that little side shuffle that guy did first? That's funny. Alright. Can we just go ahead and kill this one before it even takes a turn? Thank you. And here's another slinger. Uh-oh. Alright, thanks, Castaway. You did good work until now. Crit. Ow. Krumer. Alright, you have a ridiculous break, so we're gonna have you use that. It's alright. Juno can do her special ability. Her passive. Go hunt for magic power. Okay, things are really starting to slow down for a second. Actually, I think I'm gonna go ahead and lightning strike this guy a couple times. And then hit him. There we go. Okay. So as usual, there isn't enough dark energy near her to actually start collecting that's going to be worthwhile. So we're just going to go ahead and move all the way out here to this one. And it's going to be 3 turns before she can repossess her body. This is why I don't like her ability. I mean, unless there's a way to get her dead in the first turn, then maybe I can use that ability some. But for the most part, it's going to wrap up this whole battle. Krumer's out. Yep. He doesn't have any willpower to lose, so he may as well step there. Just go ahead and head back to her body. Done deal. Oh, good night, Pilgrim. Thanks for coming in. $23 more renown. Excellent news. If If this is what Bolver can bring to bear, you can only imagine how much worse it would have been if he were here. The troubled chatter of the ravens turns to stone-cold silence as a figure glides toward Ridgehorn's camp. Crossing the bridge, it almost appears as if she is floating in her wind-blown dress, pale as a specter. She crosses the courtyard wordlessly, heading up the tower. In your head, you hear a thin voice. When you are ready, join me. She must have given Bolverk the real runaround, says Spar. He keeps glancing at the bridge as if expecting to summon the Berserker by name alone. Think I better make sure Raven's almost done. How about I whistle when it's time to go? Alfred offers to ferry you anywhere you need to go. Okay, let's go talk to Spar real quick. Spar sits on the rubble of a ruin, watching Avon move vast slabs. He fidgets with an ornate mead horn. Good a time as any to give you this, Farl. I noticed you've got no drinking horn, and that's no way to live. I don't care to drink from a Yog's horn, old man. Nay, does this look like a sodding Yog's horn? It's carved from the tusk of a gold boar, shines even in full black. Okay, so I never seen a real gold boar, but I did steal it from a long time ago from a very rich man, and he seemed pretty convinced. Folka stabbed me with her eyes when I told her I was giving it to you. What made you think of this now? Oh, I don't know. Been down a lot of roads. Got a feeling that I might not see the end of this one. And I don't want to imagine Deitch using it for some disgusting thing after I'm dead. Why give it to me? Tradition, Varl. These young folk don't know respect. They don't remember a time when it was right to honor a guest. I don't care what any of them say. You're doing a fine job. Look here. That's history carved there before banners and tapestries. See the little armies? The tusk does seem to shimmer on its own. Carved figures almost look like they move as you roll it in your hands. I can't keep this. Take it. It's not getting me laid anymore. Not like this Lang spill, anyway. He smiles, pleased with himself. You don't seem too upset about facing death. Upset about dying? Farl, I'm more upset about living. Do you know what it's like taking a piss 3 times a night, but only waking up twice? No, death sounds fine. It sounds fine. But I'll tell you what, I'll miss my life. The secret for us poor bastards with short lifespans, it's love. Sounds like a bunch of rot, I know, but if you don't love life, it'll make you miserable. Learned that from a lady friend. He smiles, pleased with himself. Where did you learn to play? You ready for a story? I love this. Every conversation in this game, just about every conversation is pure gold. I already love that line of die. It's living I'm worried about. You ever had to take a piss 3 times a night but only wake up twice? If I was that scenario, I'd probably rather be dead too. What do you mean? Who taught me? Asking about where do you learn to play. Nay, nobody taught me. It was a festival. Biggest of the year. By all rights, too young to hold my drink, sipping from every unwatched cup I could find. There's a spat happening. One guy built like a bear, howling at another man over his girl, or I don't remember. Doesn't matter. This other poor bastard, he's a mouse. You ever seen one of those guys? Thin beard, wide eyes, ready to run? The brute comes at him with a knife pulled right out of his dinner, and the mouse is soiling himself, climbing over tables to get away. Oh, his name was Dave. That's right, it was Dave, the mouse. Everyone's loving it. Even the musicians stop to watch. I'm off my head drunk, and I'm thinking, by the gods, this needs a good song. So I grab the instrument and go wild, sawing and screaming. The thing just sings in my hand. At least in my head, it's a masterpiece. It must have sounded like a boiled cat. The mountain of a man. He slowly looks over at me with the most complete confusion I've ever seen. And I just remember, the next moment, there's a knife in his neck. Dave got him. Even drunk as I was, I knew it was because of me. I've been playing ever since. Frankly, it's a damn tragedy wasting my talents on these ungrateful monsters. He smiles, pleased with himself yet again. I better go check on Juno. I better. If these two don't find this passage soon, Bolverk will feign us right in our puckered asses. Yeah. Thanks for the horn. I'll make sure nobody does anything disgusting with it. And enjoy it too. It's not a bloody decoration. It's a gift from the God-blessed ravens. Morale improved. Okay, so let me show you the gold boar tusk, and I will show you why I am never using it, and it is just going to go straight into the garbage can. I'm going to bin it right away. Level 13 item, and this is what you get. 3 strength, 3 break, 1 strength damage resist. But you lose 1 step of movement, and you only can get 80% maximum chance to hit. In a game where you're already 100% hitting anyway, 100% hitting anyway, and you become really reliant on the math of the scenario, like, I'm going to deal 14 damage to this guy, maybe it'll crit to 28. Maybe I'll kill him, or maybe I'll maim him. You can't afford to not land any hits. So this is just garbage. It's nice, it's a gift from the Ravens, but Spar, I don't want it. You can take it back. It's crap. Crap. But I love the talk. The talk alone is worth it. Alright, so we're going to go and head on over to the tower because there is no opportunity to rest. Maybe we can take a quick look at the map. I'm curious. Wow. What a load. There we go. Oh man, the sound effects just looking at this thing. Oh man. There's Skoger. Poor sad little Skoger. There's Wormtoe, which is Krumer's little town. There's the bridge that we destroyed. Looks like it doesn't matter that it was destroyed anywhere. There's Einertoft. Let's go all the way down here. There's Rook. He's made it to Ah. Not Arborang, just Ah. And we're all the way up here, near Dengler's Bay. It's interesting to point out, Chief Dreaming Owl, that Spar is oldest in Raven's party except Bulwark, but that's not true if there are any other Varl around. Spar is still younger than all of the Varl. All of them. Alright, we're gonna head to the tower. I thought you'd be helping Avon. I had to check on something. Look to the horizon. The serpent writhes in the distance. It knows we're here, but won't approach. Hopefully. Is it scared of you? After the last 2 encounters, I can understand why. What does it want? I believe it is simply waiting for an opportunity. For now, it is just trying to discover what we will do next. I know the feeling. These horn towers are portals the Menders built long ago. They allow us to enter the inner earth, the dredge home. I knew the dredge came from below, but inner earth? Like caverns? No, not at all. Imagine another world with sun and sky like our own, but within our own. This will be a dangerous path, but the quickest route to the place where Avon will undo all of this. Juno sees the skepticism on your face without looking. He also came here to speak with you privately. I know Avon may seem unusual or unapproachable, but he is a good person. Usually, if you have to tell someone you're not bad. You are right. I have been careful to protect everyone, but in doing so only create more doubt. The fact is I saved him and he saved me. He is kind and devoted. There's a smile on her face and you realize that it may be the first you've seen. I don't know how to talk about it without sounding like an infatuated girl. I truly love him. I know it won't excuse things to say the Vol could lead different lives, hard in their own way, but don't we all deserve to be loved by those who would do anything for us? You have to admit it's hard to know what I should believe. It is not lost on me. When you asked to come with us, I was uncertain. I didn't want to take you away from loved ones. But I'm glad to have you here. I consider you a friend, one of the few Ivan and I have left. I will do what needs to be done to fix all of this, no matter the cost. And I've decided that no matter what happens, I will not influence you again. I promise you that. Trust is important. A whistle reaches you on the wind. You leave the churning coils of the serpent on the horizon and return to where the others have already entered the tower. Here we go. I hope you guys are ready for some drama. You join the others already waiting in an enormous chamber beneath the tower. So what do you expect to happen next? Spar sputters. Ivan steps to the edge. We jump. Heavy footsteps echo off high walls, and a dreadful outline stands in the doorway. Well done, witch, says Bulwark. Made a fool of me again. Even from here, you can tell he's shaking with rage. Ivan screams for everyone to jump, but there is only hesitation. Folka turns and walks to Bulwark. Here we go, guys. The caravan watches Folka with rapt anticipation. I doubt we'll get another chance to talk, Bulwark, so I had to know. Is there anything left of you in there? Last time Folka saw Bulwark was basically getting mentally possessed by the Sunderbellower, who everybody thought was dead. I never left, Folka. You left. We thought it was what you wanted. I thought I was following orders. What's done is done. Yeah, that does sound like you. You get as close as you dare. The two barely acknowledge your presence. 1, 2, or 3. Remain silent. Tell Folka that he'll kill her, or that's not Bulwark anymore. It's Bulwark and a Bulwark. It's Bellower and a Bulwark cloak. Chief Dreaming Owl is aware of the major choice coming up, and I want you guys ready for it. Ben Bloomberg says 1, remain silent, let the conversation continue. I think Regina is also saying number 1, but I could be mistaken. That could be for a past conversation. I don't think we're in Bulwark anymore, Toto. He certainly sounds like the old Bulwark. Folka seems to think so. And truly, if that were Bellower, wouldn't he be trying to kill Ivor right now instead of talking to Folka? Of the 6 that are in my audience, I really hope you all are paying attention, because this is one of those moments. Regina, yes, this guy was trying to kill us. This is Bulwark. This is the former, yeah, I'll say it, the former leader of the Ravens. Ben is like, Folka is tripping. Remember the other day when we debated whether or not we should kill Rugga? This is one of those level of decisions. One, 2, or 3, remain silent. He'll kill you, Folka. That's not Bulwark anymore. Go ahead and put a number in the chat if you think I should pick 1, if you think I should pick 2 or 3. Ben Bloomberg says, "Oh, carp." Chief Dreaming Owl says, "Let's try 3." Regina says, "So even if he's not possessed, he's still wanting our blood." Yeah, pretty much. I think at this point, Bulwark is more actually an amalgamation of Bulwark and Bellower, and that's pretty terrifying. Both of them were just, vessels of rage. Really, Bulwark and Bellower, they come from the same. They're cut from the same cloth. I'll put it like that. So I have 1 vote for 1 and 1 vote for 3. And an audience of 6. You guys are killing me. Come on. I don't think we're in Bulwark anymore, Toto. Regina says, why bother reasoning with him? Though I suppose we can risk Volka's life on it. Ben Bloomberg says, literally, Manfred. Manfred von Karstein. Is Manfred possessed? I didn't know that. Alright, we're gonna go with that's not Bulwark anymore. He's right. I'm more than I used to be. I've seen things you won't understand. What if the Volca can undo this Bulwark? What if they really can? It doesn't have to end like this, you stubborn dolt. They lied to you, Volca. They're lying still. Bulwark points his axe at the Volca, and static flickers across Avon's shaking hands. Yes, Bulwark points his ass at the Volca. Sure, that works out great. Drops trowel and moons them. See you later, Luke. Have a good time. Those two took our reputations. They took our freedom. They took my life. They did all of this. Even if they can save the world, I won't allow it. Are you kidding me? Life's not fair. Is that your argument? Even when I was 8 years old, I never gave you such sniveling drivel. Don't destroy everything we made to save your pride. The Ravens need you. So do I. You feel the slightest shift in Bulwark's demeanor, but in a blink, it's gone. Jump down the rabbit hole, Volca. I won't stop coming until every one of you is dead. That's all you've got for me. Me. Volca snatches Bulwark's axe from her belt, the one he threw near Strand, and pushes it into his hand. If this is just revenge, why wait? One or two. Trust Volca's intuition, or pull Volca away before something goes wrong. Chief Dreaming Owl, zip it. Regina says all the characters in this are so stubborn. It's a Viking drama. They have to be. I'm even giving some of them the trait stubborn. Some of them, not all of them. But I'm giving them the trait that allows them to regenerate willpower. So in that sense, stubbornness is seen as a positive trait. Regina says 1, trust Volca's intuition. She's ready to gamble Volca's life. Ben Bloomberg says he is also stubborn, and he's also going to say number 1, trust Volca's intuition. Ben Bloomberg says, let's just admit that women's intuition is the way to go. Okay. I won't argue with that. Regina says he broke through for a moment there, and I believe in the power of friendship. And on that note, I'm going to click number 1. I've always liked you, Volca. That's why I gave you a chance to run. Things are suddenly moving too quickly to react. Without hesitation, Bulwark buries his axe blade deep into Volca's neck and she falls in a bloody heap. Your face narrowly escapes Bulwark's second axe blade as you stumble backwards. His screaming rage fills the room until a peal of thunder drowns it out. Lightning arcs from Avon's staff, scorching the ground around you in wild patterns, catching Bulwark's fur cloak on fire. Ravens reluctantly leap into the pit and you follow, tumbling down into the darkness as the light from the hole above recedes. A roar rings in your ears, the bellow of a sunder. Bulwark leans over the edge, his face wreathed in flames from the smoldering cloak. It's the last thing you see before everything goes black. The Power of Friendship, Chapter 20. We live as we will live. I am sorry. I had to make that call right after Regina said, I trusted the power of friendship. Okay, let's get Volka killed. Click. I'm sorry to make you suffer that, but that was my first pick. I did the same thing, and I deeply regretted it. Volka is one of my favorite characters in this game. Absolutely one of my favorites. So guys, thank you so much for participating in the stream today. I was consistently at 6 or above that entire time as far as followers, and I highly appreciate that. I hope you all enjoyed. Yeah, Folka's Gut was not very good in this episode. For the most part, though, she's right about fighting Bulwark, but her weakness is Bulwark, clearly. She just cared too much for him. And it's a shame because that's what got her killed. So, there we go. That's it for chapter 19. We're up to chapter 20. There's only, I want to say, 2 or 3 chapters left. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight, and I will see you at the next stream, okay? Have a great evening.